Hey everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. 2,500 point battle, number 221. Lord Tremendous of the Undead Legion versus Gnome Runner, a Skaven opponent. Yeah, I don't run into these guys all that often, but I've actually seen him play before. He comes up to the store all the time. I know him. I've talked to him. I like this guy. We've just never got a game in, and so we made a special point to get together and play a game, and it's Skaven. Who doesn't like Skaven? Well, not even Skaven likes Skaven, but you get my point. It's not elves, so you have a little respect for them. But yeah, this is a fun game. It's Skaven, so you know a lot of crazy shenanigans are going to happen. So sit back, relax, and get ready to see how this one goes.
Assemble the army!
Here's my list, and it has changed somewhat, not a ton. I still have my Vampire Lord, Lord Tremendous. He's a level 3 wizard, heavy armor shield. He's on a Coven throne. Sword of Might, Dragon Helm, Talisman of Preservation, Other Trickster, Shard, Aura of Dark Majesty, Red Fury, and the Lore of Shadow. I have a Master Necromancer, Queen Elizabeth. She's a level 4 wizard with a Dispel Scroll. She is now sporting a brand new Talisman of Endurance, and she still uses the Lore of Vampires. Then I have my hero choices. My Tomb Prince, Dark Vincent. He's got a great weapon with the Armor of Silvered Steel and a Luckstone. And my White King, Sinister Jeffrey, who's got a Sword of Anti-Heroes, a Charm Shield, the Seed of Rebirth, and an Iron Curse icon. My core choices are 5 Dire Wolves, 5 Skeleton Horse Archers with a banner, 27 Zombies, the Scorned with Banner Musician, and 58 Skeleton Warriors, the Fateless, with full command, hand weapon, and shield. Last but not least is my 13 Skeleton Archers, the Queen's Guard, with full command. My special choices are 10 Black Knights, Tarnished Valor, with full command, Barded, Lances, Banner of Swiftness, 3 Vargheists, 1 Spirit Host, a Whisper of Pain, and a rare choice is my Casket of Souls, or the Altar of Tremendous, however you want to call it. Here's my opponent's list, and it is as follows. He has a Grey Seer, Ratsputin, who's a level 4 wizard with D3 Warpstone tokens and Earthing Rod, and he's riding a Screaming Bell. Because if you're going to be a Grey Seer, you want to ride the sporty furnace or bell thing, whatever. I don't even know how they came up with this. Then he also has a Warlord, Gnome Runner, who has a Warlock augmented weapon, Enchanted Shield, Talisman of Preservation, and is on a War Litter. His hero choices are a Chieftain, Sweep, who's his BSB with a Charm Shield, Dragon Jane Gem, and the Iron Curse icon. And then he's got a trio of Warlock Engineers. Volt, who's carrying the Brass Orb, Bolt, who's carrying a Doom Rocket, and Molt, who's butt naked. His core choices are 45 Clan Rats with full command, light armor shield, Warp Fire Thrower weapons team, and a unit of 33 Storm Vermin with full command, halberds, and a Warp Fire Thrower weapons team. He also has 2 units of 50 Skaven slaves, and his special choices are 2 units of Gutter Runners, 6 by Gutter Runners. His rare choices are a Doom Wheel, a Hell Pit Abomination, and 2 Warp Lightning Cannons. Here are my spells, which are exactly what you're looking at. And here are his spells, which are exactly what you're looking at. This is just a cool picture. I really thought his army was very well painted, very well put together, so I took a close-up picture of some of it and decided to share it with you, so you're welcome. And here's deployment. As you can see, he kind of went with a denied flank, and I will be denied nothing, damn it. For my part, the Spirit Host and the Vargheist were going to try to deal with the Hell Pit Abomination on the left side. If I didn't feel my Vargheist could handle him, which I was on the fence about, I was going to use the Spirit Host to do a real dirty trick. Because with random movement, he has to turn to face you. He cannot spin and touch you. It just doesn't work that way. So if you can keep a unit within, an inch of him so he can't spin, he has to go in more or less a straight line. It's a dick move. I know it's a dick move, but it also is a way to control those guys. So it doesn't work on the Doom Wheel because it can just go at 360 and get you, spin in a circle or whatever, or it could just shoot you. So I figured the Hell Pit Abomination, it might not even have magical attacks. I didn't know we play closed lists, so I figured the Spirit Host would be a good choice to go and just bunker the hell pit for as long as humanly possible because I have an abundantly few flaming attacks in this army. In fact, I don't think I have any. So yeah, that could be a problem with regen. But the Vargeist failing, if I decide that he's not going to do anything against the Hell Pit Abomination, the Vargeist were just going to fly over him as best they can and get into the Warp Lightning Cannons as soon as possible. I also have my Black Knights and my Coven Throne. My Black Knights are going to use the cover of the impassable terrain to get the charge. I know it's going to do nothing against the Warp Lightning Cannons, but it's something against getting charged, which I was happy about. The Coven Throne was going to more or less try to use the cover for that same reason. That big, huge mountain in the middle is always fun. My Skeleton Warriors are in the middle of the forest just because that's where they're best suited. With the archers behind them with my level 4 attached, that's the perfect place for her to be. I have some scouts out in the middle to redirect, and my dogs and my zombies are over near the Doom Wheel with the intention of giving it only that to shoot at because I didn't want to lose my casket to the damn Doom Wheel. So that's why I deployed this way. Here's Gnome Runner's right flank, which consists of his Hell Pit Abomination, a unit of slaves, and you can see the weapons team that goes with someone else, as well as a Warp Lightning Cannon. And here's the center, which consists of his clan rats with the screaming bell. I believe that's his, well, I know it's his Grey Seer on top. And I think there's another character in there with the clan rats. I'm not 100%. In front of them is his unit of Storm Vermin with Chieftain and 2 out of his 3 Warlock Engineers and his BSB. Standing out all by himself is Molt, and we'll get to him in a minute. Behind him is a weapons team. Behind that is another cannon, and next to them is another unit of slaves. And here's Gnome Runner's left flank, which consists of his Doom Wheel. Here's my right flank, which consists of my casket, my zombies, and my dogs. And here's my center, which consists of my archers with level 4, my skeletons with White King and Tomb Prince, my Coven Throne, and my scouts. And my left flank, which consists of my Spirit Host, my Vargeist, and my Black Knights. Here's top of 1 after movement, and I got to go first! And I was feeling a little froggy, so I jumped. I moved up. Vargeist, Spirit Host, Black Knights, Coven Throne, everything moved up except for my scouts. They were perfectly suited to where they are. Yeah, kind of enjoyed it. Also, my level 4, since she was within 12, could march, so she jumped into the unit of Skeleton Warriors just to get closer, so she'd get maybe some of her spells off. Yeah, other than that, nothing else happened. During the magic phase, oh, I love it. My casket fires off at the Doom Wheel, it goes off, and he rolls like a 13 or a 14, and the Doom Wheel explodes. Just outstanding. Absolutely perfect way to start off the game. Doom Wheel's dealt with, and granted now my zombies and my dogs are out of place. Who cares? Doom Wheel destroyed. Life is good. Then over here, I panic. I don't know why Molt is out on his own. I don't know what he's doing or anything of the sort. So I throw like 4 dice at Gaze and Agash, the big one, because it was just outside of 24 inches. And I kill Molt. I was very excited. And it turns out it was a feint. It totally got me. It was very well played by my opponent. Instead of targeting a weapons team or a cannon or anything else, I targeted a 15-point Warlock Engineer that had nothing on him. A 15-point useless rat died to a chewed up 4 by power dice. So it did cause some panic checks. Nothing freaked out because the Grey Seer's right there with the BSB, so everything was fine. But I've never seen anyone use a character like that. I've never fallen for anything like that, so this was very cool. And well played, sir. Well played. So, with my jaw on the ground, we go over here to bottom of 1 after movement. And there's a bunch. The swarm of Skaven start to move around the impassable terrain in the center there. His Hell Pit Abomination zooms forward towards my Vargeist, and I poop a little. And that's, for the most part, it. During his magic phase, he gets Scorch off on my Black Knights, which, in the end, ends up burning 1 into cinders, which is too bad. Then in the shooting phase, once again, my general sees the flaming death of lightning coming right at his face and dives in front of it, getting obliterated. He fails his ward save and takes 6 solid wounds straight to the pie hole, dying. Turn 1, yet again. However, my Coven Throne made its 4 ward save, so it's still in the game. And yeah, I don't care. I love the Coven Throne. I'm gonna have one in my army forever, and the only way to take one is to put a character on it. So you know, we'll see. I might put a vampire on it later instead of a vampire lord. I have an idea, but that's 4 or 5 games from this one. So for the moment, although it's incredibly frustrating, my general is just going to be the Cannonball King for a while. So then we go over here to top of 2 after movement, and there's a little bit more. My scouts move out of the way so that my skeleton warriors can get into some slaves or storm vermin or whatever I want to get into. Everything moves up a little bit. My Black Knights and Coven Throne tried to charge the Storm Vermin and failed. Both of them failed. The Storm Vermin fired the Doom Rocket as a stand and shoot reaction at my Knights and nailed them. It was a beautiful shot. He threw 4 dice at it and put it right on top of them. It was breathtaking. So 2 of my Black Knights end up getting obliterated for their failed charge, and that'll teach them. My Vargeist, for the most part, do the panic thing and fly over the Hell Pit Abomination. And my, what's it called? Spirit Host block the Hell Pit Abomination. Make it so that he can't turn to face me or anything like that. And that worked out rather nice. So, yeah, the zombies, the dogs, and everything like that, they start positioning and getting to this fight, but they're pretty far out of the way. And that's really it. There's a better picture of the Knights and the Coven Throne failing a charge, and while it's sad, it's also kind of funny. That Doom Rocket shot was amazing. During the magic phase, not willing to take a chance, I use Gaze and Nagash on the Warp Fire team and slip enough wounds through past its save to kill it, which I'm pretty happy about. And then, just for good measure, I get, what's it called? Curse of Years off on the Storm Vermin. I kill like 6 or 7, which is really, really good. I'll take it. But yeah, my dice are rolling hot, and I'm going to take every advantage I can with that. So yeah, now that's happening. Then over here, just because it was kind of a target of opportunity, my scouts shoot at the slaves and kill 1. So 1 slave gets away, and good for him. With all that done, we go over here to bottom of 2 after movement, and the rats make their move. The slaves charge into my Coven Throne and make it, and the rest of us, the Storm Vermin move up a little bit to get in a better position. The other unit of slaves kind of comes towards my scouts. The Hell Pit Abomination not really able to move. We do it out of sequence. We do forget, but it's, you know, what's it called? Compulsory, so he doesn't have a choice, so he has to. He ends up doing it later, and he shoots down the board straightforward. It's what can you do? And that's really about it. During his magic phase, he rings the bell and does the one where anything over toughness 7 takes like D6 wounds, and he blows up my casket. Which, what can you do? What can you do? However, the reverberations from the bell do chew up 3 clan rats, which is kind of funny. During the magic phase, I'm able to stop everything that he throws at me, but he forgets about Curse of Years, and another pile of Storm Vermin die. They do pass their panic check, but there's significantly less of them now. I would say half are left, and that pile right there is what died? Yeah, due to age. Then over here, I'm sorry, his scouts, one of his unit of gutter runners came on. This is Bat Rat's pack. As you can see in the little bottom there, that is a Batman-themed gutter runner, which is just outstanding. I love this guy's army. It's really well done. But anyway, they came on, ambushed, and got one of the Vargeist and almost killed another. Really amazing shooting there. And then during the shooting phase, this Warp Lightning Cannon misfires, and it does whatever the crazy Skaven misfire is, where it fires in a certain direction, a certain amount of whatever. I don't recall exactly how it works, but as you can see, the shot ends up detonating right over the Warp Fire team, and killing it. It did not make its ward save. So good shot, rats. But this one over here was a little bit more accurate. The Warp Lightning Cannon, not liking the fact that the Spirit Host is blocking the Hell Pit Abomination, takes careful aim, fires, wounds at strength 8, and does 1 wound. So Spirit Hosts don't really dodge the bullet, but they're still alive, and that's something. Then over here, the Coven Throne, even without my general, is still a face melter and more than enough of a match for the Skaven. In the end, as you can see, I end up killing lots of them. I believe I win this combat, but they're steadfast because they have infinite ranks and do not break. So, with all that said and done, we go over here to top of 3 after movement, and my Skeleton Warriors charge into the Skaven Slaves just to free up my Coven Throne. My Black Knights would have charged in, but it was a flank, and I could not get them in there and not touch the impassable terrain. I would have ended up inside of it, so that was an illegal charge, so what can you do? So they just kind of shift over a couple of inches in order to try to get in there next turn if they're still there. My Spirit Host continues to harass the Hell Pit Abomination, stopping it from turning. The zombies, scouts, and dogs continue to try to get into position. The dogs position themselves to kind of bait the Skaven Slaves away from anything. You know, I didn't want the Skaven Slaves charging into the Skeleton Warriors just yet. Not that I was overly worried, but at the same time, I wasn't under-worried. And then my Skeleton Archers perform a swift reform to start just pumping shots into the Hell Pit Abomination, because why not? And actually perform a swift reform on their own leadership. I was very proud of them. Other than that, my Vargeist also charged a Warp Lightning Cannon and make it, and that's really good because I need that thing to stop shooting. Other than that, what you see is what you get. There's a better picture of my Vargeist slamming the Warp Lightning Cannon. I'm happy about that. And there's a better picture of my Skeleton Warriors slamming into the Slaves, and that's good too. During the magic phase, my level 4 gets off Invocation in the Heck and heals up my flagging unit of Black Knights, which is awesome. And then, just because I want to make sure that all my wounds count, my little bounce spell on the Coven Throne goes off and allows me to reroll wounds. And then one more time, I get Big Bubble Van Hell's Dance Macabre off from it because I'm just having a field day. My opponent throws 4 dice at Curse of Years, I believe, in order to try to dispel it, and rolls like 3 1s and a 2 or something like that for a total of 5. Plus 4, I think, is like 9. Carry the 1 denominator. Curse of Years goes off again. One of his characters dies. I don't remember which one. I believe it was Volt, the one with the brass orb, so he never got the opportunity to use that, which was really good. And his unit champion dies, as well as a whole gaggle of other ones, because now I need 4s in order to actually wound. His chieftain was fine. I believe the Doom Rocket wielding Warlock Engineer was fine, and his BSB was fine. But a whole bunch of Storm Vermin are dead. I think there's like 3 or 4 left. It's very nice. It's very nice. That unit went from terrifying and dangerous to free points. So yeah, luck and forgetfulness. I love Curse of Years. There's a better picture of Volt and his unit champion dead. Just thought it was fitting, all things considered. And this is more of a cinematic battle report, if you will. And then during the shooting phase, just because I had the shots, my scouts take pot shots at the slaves and allow 2 more to escape into the void. Over here, my archers take shots at the Hell Pit Abomination and actually slip a wound through. Couldn't believe it. So now it's bleeding at least. And then we go into combat, and the Vargeist destroy the Warp Lightning Cannon, which is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, since they're frenzied, they have to overrun, and they slam into the Clan Rats. Good, because it keeps them right there, which is nice to anchor his Grey Seer there. And it's a flank, so that's kind of nice too. But it sucks because I don't believe the Vargeist have what it takes in order to survive this combat much longer than a turn or 2. But you know what? They got a cannon. They fired up there. They soaked up some shooting. They should be fine. Long enough for me to do whatever it is I'm going to do with the Clan Rats. Then over here... My opponent loses this combat by a landslide. Go figure. With my Coven Throne re-rolling wounds, my Prince, my Caster, and 4 Skeleton Warriors attacking the Skaven slaves. I'm able to do a boatload of damage to them. He needs Snake Eyes to rally or to stay, and he gets it. Insane Courage by Skaven slaves without the reroll. Yeah, now I've seen everything. So, yeah, Skaven slaves doing what they do. And as you can see, my opponent was very pleased with the fact that he rolled Snake Eyes and it got Insane Courage when he needed it and kept me bunkered there for another turn at least. So after that, we go over here to bottom of 3 after movement, and his Skaven slaves happily charge my dogs, and the dogs have to just have to accept it. All the characters that were left in the Storm Vermin unit ran into the Clan Rat unit. Didn't think about that with the whole them being in combat with the Vargeists. Just kind of occurred to me after the game was over. But that's what happened. We made a mistake. Things occur. I blame society. But yeah, that's what happened there. So if you're wondering where all the characters went, that's where they went. And his other unit of Gutrunners come onto the team with Ratton, or yeah, something like that. Robin, the rat equivalent of Robin. And they show up right over there by my skeleton archers, ready to try to take them out of the picture. Other than that, everything else he has is dead or in combat. There's a better picture of his Skaven slaves slamming into my dogs. During the magic phase, he gets Death Frenzy off on the Skaven slaves, giving them a few more attacks each, which is pretty nice, actually. And then over here, we go into combat, and, well, it's not terrible. The Vargeists do kill a handful of them, and in the end, I have one left with 2 wounds left on him. So that's something. He does not opt to turn to face me, which I'm pretty much okay with. Then over here, the Skaven slaves get beat up really, really bad yet again. They do some wounds, but I'm able to make my saves no problem. And then this time they do not get Insane Courage, and they explode. And I ended up losing a Skeleton Warrior, and that was about it. Nothing else was really affected by it. Then over here, my dogs fare poorly. They do kill a few slaves, but I think 2 or 3 of them get killed, and with 3 ranks, charge, and I think a wound or 2 to a couple of wounds. Whatever it was, the dogs end up getting obliterated at the end, and that's fine. The Skaven slaves, very proud of themselves, turn to face the oncoming Coven Throne and Skeleton Warrior combo charge. So, without further ado, we go over here to top of 4 after movement, and right off the bat, my Coven Throne charges the Storm Vermin, because there's only like 4 or 5 left. They choose to flee, which was probably smart. I redirect into Bolt, I believe the Doom Rocket guy, who's already fired off his Doom Rocket, and he stands, and so I charge into him, and that's nice. My Skeleton Warriors charge into the Skaven Slaves, because they seem to want me to. The Black Knights move up so they can maybe charge the Clan Rats next turn, or the Warp Lightning Cannon, or whatever's available. My Scouts and my Archers move in such a way that they can shoot at the Gutter Runners that came in with Robin, I guess, Rat Robin, over there, and I'm just going to shoot at them as much as I can and try to kill them. And my Spirit Hosts continue to harass the Hell Pit Abomination, stopping it from being able to turn. There's a better picture of my Coven Throne and my Skeleton Warriors making their charges. And there's a better picture of the Storm Vermin almost running off the table. During the magic phase, just because I get Curse off on the Clan Rats, just trying to do as much damage to them as I can. I think I kill off like 4, which is nice, but it's not nearly as many as I need to kill off. And then during the shooting phase, the combined shots of my archers and my scouts is enough to convince Ratbin and his gang to flee off the table. I killed enough to force a panic check. They failed it, and then he rolled like a 12 off the table. It was pretty decisive. Then over here, the Coven Throne's impact hits have no problem taking out the Warlock Engineer, and instead of overrunning, I turn to face the Warp Lightning Cannon and the Clan Rats, because if I can survive one more round of his Warp Lightning Cannon, I can probably charge it with the Coven Throne and save its own life. And then over here, we grind. We grind ourselves a handful of rats. I lose a skeleton warrior for my trouble. In the end, I believe he has more ranks than I do, so he's steadfast and he makes his check no problem. Then over here, despite his best efforts, the Vargeist is able to kill like 2 clan rats. He takes a wound or 2 for his trouble and he dies. So, poor guys. They did well for what they usually do. I'm actually very pleased with them. So with that being all said and done, we go over here to bottom of 4 after movement, and really nothing happens. Well, that's not entirely true. His clan rats do try to charge my Coven Throne and fail. His Hell Pit Abomination continues to go forward because it's the only direction it can go. His Gutter Runners that are still there with Ratman, they come over. They're hidden by the impassable terrain, but they're coming in there to start throwing stars and slings and stuff like that at me. And that's about it. There's a better picture of his clan rats failing a charge into my Coven Throne, which is good. During the magic phase, nothing happens, but he does stop Curse of Years. So we go into shooting, and the cannon and the Gutter Runners all fire away at my Coven Throne and put 3 out of 5 wounds to it. It was very, very close. I did make a handful of saves, but not as many as I would have liked. But it's still alive, and that's something. Then over here, we continue to grind. Just grind, grind, grind. And I get him knocked down to the same amount of ranks that I have, so he's no longer steadfast. I believe he needs like a 2 or a 3 in order to stay. And he does it again. Twice in one game, Gnome Runner has been able to get insane courage pretty much when he needed it. And yeah, insane courage twice in one game when he needed it, and they stay. So, Skeleton Warriors, tar pitted once again. So we go over here to top of 5 after movement, and there's a little bit. I don't bother to charge yet. I was too far away and I didn't feel froggy enough, so my Coven Throne moves up slightly to get into better range. My Black Knights move up to possibly charge clan rats. My Skeleton Archers stay where they are so they can continue to shoot at the Hell Pit Abomination. The Spirit Hosts continue to harass, and my zombies charge into the Skaven Slaves because I want a handful more attacks. I wanted 12 more attacks, and I figured why not? It might be fun. Meanwhile, my Scouts reform. Well, not reform. They move around because they want to start getting in range to shoot at the Warp Lightning Cannon maybe next turn. There's a better picture of my zombies charging into the Skaven Slaves, and they just wanted to feel, useful. During the magic phase, I get Curse of Years off again on the clan rats, killing like 6 or 7 of them. It was quite impressive, actually. Then over here, we go into combat because nothing happens in shooting, and the slaves are obliterated. We cut their bonds, and they scampered away happily. I think I lost another skeleton warrior and a zombie or 4 for my trouble, which is perfectly fine. But in the end, they lost, they broke, they died, and that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. So we go over here to bottom of 5 after movement. Sorry about the weird angled picture there. And for the most part, there's not a ton. The Gunner Runners run up to block my Black Knights, which was smart. And the Clan Rats decide not to charge. They just kind of hang back and dare me to. And that's pretty much it. During the magic phase, he gets Death Frenzy off on Bat Rat and his crew. I'm not 100% sure on why. I think it was a mistake, but he does get it off. During the shooting phase, he fires a whole bunch of shots at my Black Knights and slips one through, killing another Black Knight. So, nice shooting. However, Death Frenzy, it goes off and it causes a handful of wounds to the Gunner Runners. They don't fail their pan check because the Grey Seer is right there, but now they're like half strength. So, what can you do? With nothing else going on in that turn, we go over here to top of 6 after movement, and I make a mistake. My Spirit Hosts decide to go a different direction away from the Hell Pit Abomination. I don't know why I was thinking to do that. My shoulders are comfortable. What can I tell you? My Coven Throne does charge Warp Lightning Cannon and makes it, But I hesitate with my Black Knights because I realized that yes, I could charge the gutter runners, make the charge no problem, kill them no problem, and then overrun and probably hit the clan rats. What bothers me about that is that seemed to be exactly what he wanted, and he did have a warlord in there. He did have a chieftain in there. He had his gray seer in there, and yeah, my Black Knights have killing blow, and I probably, possibly would have been able to do some damage to him. But I didn't know what he had. I didn't know why he wanted that charge so bad. So instead, I held back. Nothing's frenzied, so it's not like it wasn't my choice. So in the end, things just kind of came up to give him a lot of options. But other than that, I decided not to charge, with the exception of the Coven Throne. And that's just because that cannon has to die. There's a better picture of my Coven Throne slamming into the cannon, and I'm very happy about that. And just a quick FYI here. The cannons have been firing every turn. In this game, he rolled 4 misfires for the strength and bounce of a Warp Lightning cannon. And if you're not familiar with what that means, Warp Lightning cannons target like a normal cannon. And then you roll the artillery die, and provided it's not a misfire, and if it was, you would consult the D6 chart. But provided it's not a misfire, it hits there, and then the bounce determines, of course, how far it goes, and then the strength. And if it's a misfire on the bounce, it's basically strength 0. The warp lightning turns into butterflies and does no damage. Well, he's done that 4 times in this game. Direct hits, and then butterfly kisses. So just a little FYI why the cannons have been inconsequential. It's not my ward saves, it's my opponent's ability to roll low. During the magic phase, I use Gaze in the Gash on Batrat and his pack just because I wanted the points, and you know they're my enemy, and why not? And I'm able to destroy the remaining 3 rats, so that's nice. And then we go into combat because shooting does nothing, and my Coven Throne is able to actually just kill everything, which was amazing. And then it overran off the table so that the clan rat combo couldn't flank charge me and get my points. So that was nice. So with that all said and done, we go over here to bottom of 6 after movement. The clan rats move up really, really close. The Hell Pit Abomination slams into the back of my spirit hosts, and that's really it. There's a better picture, amazing picture I might add, of that Hell Pit Abomination slamming into my amazing spirit hosts. And with nothing happening in magic or shooting, we go into combat, and the Hell Pit Abomination ends up taking 2 more wounds because the spirit hosts are just not having any of it. And in the end, I don't remember exactly how combat res worked out, but I have 3 wounds on my spirit host. He has 3 wounds on his Hell Pit Abomination, and we survive. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's the end of the game. Very close game, very good game, and it was fun. It was really, really fun seeing how the Skaven army would do and stuff like that. And, you know, getting to practice with my army again. See if my general likes to catch cannonball or warp lightning as much as he likes to catch cannonballs. And the answer is yes. Yes, he does. I mean, the Cubs really do need to sign this guy. He doesn't let any balls get past him. But you know what? We'll get to the recap in a minute, because right now this game is... What's that? What's that over there? Hey guys, you know these tokens, you've seen them 100 times, and you know what? Every time you see them, if you haven't bought them yet, you're just wasting time. Get these tokens. All of the lores of whatever spell you're casting, all the wound counters. You see me use them in every single game, and you've never heard me since I've been using the counters going, I can't remember how many wounds I had, or what spell was on this guy, or whatever. And they're flawless. They're awesome. You're the envy of everyone you play against. Send Token Gal an email. Get these tokens. They're dirt cheap, but they're solid gold quality, guys. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. A lot of people have already ordered them, and nobody's returned any. Nobody's even asked to return any. All they do is they order more. Get yours. Get them soon. You're wasting time, and these are totally worth it. Tell her Tremendous sent you. Hey guys, I got another great deal for you. Movement trays. We all use them. We all need them. If you're watching this report, you have some or you need some. And do I have the vendor for you? This guy makes solid metal movement trays. I mean, cuts them to your specifications using a galvanized metal. It's not that cheap, thin, weak aluminum. This stuff is sturdy. I'm using them. I used them all throughout this game. Take a look at the pictures. They're all in there. I love these trays. They're metal, so they auto-magnetize, well, provided you put magnets on your guys. And he does them dirt cheap, guys. I'm telling you. He's got an eBay page. There's an email on here. Get a hold of this guy. Get yourself some movement trays and get yourself organized. You're going to be thrilled. You can paint them. You can do everything. These things are awesome. My local game store guy is literally in contact with this guy so that he can become a vendor. That's how high quality these things are. So I'm telling you guys, give this guy an email. Check out his eBay page. Get yourself some movement trays and stop playing like a Neanderthal. Tell him Tremendous sent you. You won't regret it. Yeah, that's right. I don't know if you were paying attention or not, but we got a few new pictures. So not only does Unleashed Wargaming paint amazing models for commission and stuff like that, send him an email. He does excellent work, as you've seen from the pictures. Not only does he do all the different Magic lore cards for Warhammer Fantasy, I mean every lore. You want Storms of Magic? Send him an email. You want Lore of Fire? Send him an email. You want every lore that's ever been out in 8th edition? Send him an email. These things are solid. They're laminated. They're on cardstock. They're Photoshop made. They're amazing. And they're good. They're well priced, guys. I'm telling you. And now he's also doing 40K cards. The psychic stuff or whatever. I don't play 40K, but if you do, there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with it if you don't get these cards and if you don't have your models painted by them. Just throwing it out there. Just, you may, if you feel guilty, that's because you know you're wrong. But send this guy an email, get your models looking good, get the cards that you need, get your real game going, and tell him Tremendous sent you. You're not going to regret it. That's right. You knew this was coming eventually. In conjunction with Unleashed Wargaming and Lonehammer, we have opened an online store with hats, shirts, and I think that's it for right now. Maybe dice and stuff like that later on, as well as other gear, maybe, dice cups, whatever. We'll think of something. But we're doing a trial thing. For the next month and a half or so, we're going to have this online store. The website is here. It'll be in the description of the page and everything like that. But yeah, if you want a t-shirt, if you want a hat, if you want to wear paraphernalia, by all means, head over to this store, check it out, get yourself some Lord Tremendous gear. God knows I have. and yeah, this is your chance. If you like Lonehammer, if you like Unleashed Wargaming, if you like Lord Tremendous, you can get this stuff. And if you don't like us, you can get it and you can set it on fire and send it to us as a threat. It's awesome. But yeah, go to the website. It'll be here. It's on this channel, obviously, or on the description, and get yourself some gear. We're going to try it out for a month and see how it goes, and if it keeps up, then we'll keep adding to it, and if not, well, we'll pretend like we never did it. But yeah, guys, by all means, and if there's anything you want to see on the store or anything like that, throw it in the comments section, and if we like it, we'll make it happen. So yes, after all the points were totaled up, it was a victory for Lord Tremendous. Starting to be a trend. This is like 2 in a row now. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep up this momentum. In the end, I ended up getting 1,197 points out of him. He ended up getting 413 out of me for a difference of 784 points. I ended up losing my dogs, my Vargeist, and my casket. He ended up losing all 3 of his engineers, his storm vermin, all his Skaven slaves, both units of gutter runners, and his doom wheel, and both cannons. Like I was saying most of the game, my general really knows how to catch a cannonball to the mouth, if you know what I'm saying. Luckily, thank God, the Coven Throne is standalone, and it's really amazing even without the character. Took on the Skaven slave charge, which, you know, most things can, I'll grant you that, but absorbed a lot of shots from the cannon, even though it was kind of, you know, flubbing for most of it. And took out the cannon afterwards, was able to really do a lot of stuff. So I'm very pleased with the Coven Throne, even if my character is less than amazing. So I'm toying with putting a cheaper character on there, like a vampire instead of Vampire Lord, just because the only way to take a Coven Throne is to have a character on it. So I'm thinking a cheap little character thrown on there, possibly. I don't know yet. Don't expect to see any changes for the next 4 or 5 battle reports, though, because my general will be on it for the next 4 or 5 minimum. And we'll see, though. We'll see. I know a lot of you have suggested that, and I am considering it. So give me time. That Doom rocket shot on my Black Knights when I failed to charge them was amazing. I've never seen a Doom rocket fired with that much precision in my entire gaming career. But not only that, the most amazing part of the entire game, in my opinion, was the feint by my opponent with Molt, the Warlock Engineer. The butt-naked 15-point Warlock Engineer. I was so concerned about this engineer since he was all out on his own, you know, completely undefended. I didn't know what he had. I wasn't sure what he was doing or why he would be out like that. Alls I could think was he's got the key to the warp or something like that, and he was going to open it up, and like 6 greater demons were going to drop down, and 2 demon princes of warriors of chaos were just going to start ripping me apart, and I had no idea. So I panicked, and I threw like 4 power dice at Gaze in the Gas just to ensure it would go off, maybe even Irresistible Force. I killed him, and I was like, it was like a wave of relief hit me, and I'm like, I have to know what he had on him. And my opponent like shrugged at me. It was like, nothing. He's naked. He's 15 points. Bastard. He got me. I got rickrolled by a Skaven player again. It was amazing. Probably one of the better feints I'd ever seen. I've never seen anyone do that before, and very impressed. I really did like that tactic. Like I said earlier, Gnome Runner rolled 4 misfires during this game with his warp lightning cannons. One, of course, ended up taking out his warp fire team. The other 3 or 4 were just, you know, basically made the strength of the cannon 0. So I got really lucky with that. And don't get me wrong, I'd rather be lucky than good any day. But that really helped a lot, keeping my Coven Throne and my Knights and a lot of other stuff alive, my Spirit Hosts. So that was something, and I have to give credit where it's due. My Spirit Host blocking the Abomination the whole game was... I know it was a dirty tactic, but it was legit, and it worked, and it was the only answer I had for that thing. But speaking of legit dirty tactics, my opponent rolled 2 insane courages when he needed them in one game. I've never seen that before. I mean, I've seen people roll insane courage when they need a 10, or when they need, you know, an 8 or an 11, or anything other than, you know, Snake Eyes is what they need to stay. And he did it twice in one game. If this guy was any more blessed by the Great Horned One, he'd have a tail, whiskers, and sharp buck teeth. He doesn't have any of those things. Well, maybe a tail, but I haven't checked. But yeah, that was truly amazing, and I'm really glad I got it on camera. But this game was a ton of fun. This is definitely one of my better opponents, and I'm really looking forward to our next game together. It was truly enjoyable. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this battle report. Number 221 is now officially in the history books. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.